Alright everyone, it's time to begin our real journey in Dragon Age Origins and begin the actual story of the game, so let's go. And so is the Golden City blackened with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven, and doom upon all the world.
The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. Even be too late. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
And now it's time to pick the origin of our character, just like the game's name, Origins. We can pick one of 3 races, human, elf or dwarf, and each of them can pick one of 3 classes except for the dwarf, which can only pick warrior or rogue. Since they're natural resistance to magic, they also have a natural inability to use magic, so they cannot be mages. And also, depending on your class, you can choose one origin. In the case of the dwarf, you can choose both. The elf, for example, if you pick a mage, you can only choose the mage origin. Same with the human. And I think I'm gonna go with the human noble origin. I was thinking that I should probably go with the mage origin because it gives a good explanation of what the fate is and about mages and all that, and it's interesting. But what I don't like is I don't really like playing mage in this game, and I don't really like the mage gear that much. I know there are probably mods that fix that, but I'm just gonna go with the warrior class. And I'm gonna be a human warrior noble. I will skip the character creation because it's gonna take some time and it'll probably be boring, so here's my character. His name is Leth Kuzland. The last name is Kuzland because you're a human noble and you can't really change the last name. You belong to that house or to that noble family. I tried making him look like I do, or like me, but well, that's the best I could come up with. So let's go. Oh, stats. I think I'm gonna go with strength. I'm gonna be a warrior. I'm gonna be a tank, so constitution is probably not a bad thing to do. But there we go. Strength it is. Okay. Now I believe coercion was a nice skill to pick because it allows me to be more persuasive in conversations. I believe combat tactics and expertise or expert combat training is also good. That allows you to unlock higher tier talents, and that allows you to program more situations for your companions and make more elaborate sets. But I think I'm gonna go with coercion 1. Points to spend, I'm gonna be a tank, so I think I'm gonna go for powerful. There's threaten here, which is essentially a tanking stance, right? Challenging posture that increase enemy hostility, yeah. And I'm gonna be playing normal, I think, or hard. I'm gonna start at hard, okay? And if it's too hard, I'm gonna tune back to normal. Okay, let's go.
For generations, your family, the Kuzlans, has stewarded the lands of Highever, earning the loyalty of your people with justice and temperance. When your country was occupied by the Orlesian Empire, your father and grandfather served the embattled kings of your land. Today, your elder brother takes up House Kuzlan's banner in service to the crown, not against the men of Orlais, but against the bestial darkspawn rising in the south.
I trust then that your troops will be here shortly.
I expect they will start arriving tonight, and we can march tomorrow. I apologize for the delay, my lord. This is entirely my fault.
No. The appearance of the Darkspawn in the south has us all scrambling, doesn't it? I only received the call from the king a few days ago myself. I'll send my eldest off with my men. You and I will ride tomorrow just like the old days.
True, though we both had less grey in our hair then, and we fought Orlegians, not monsters.
At least the smell will be the same. I'm sorry, Pup, I didn't see you there. Hal, you remember my son?
I see he's grown into a fine young man. Pleased to see you again, lad.
And here where my character comes in, and so does my voice acting. So, nice to see you too.
My daughter Delilah asked after you. Perhaps I should bring her next time.
I'd like that.
Good. She goes on about your prowess as a warrior. I think you have an admirer, young man.
At any rate, Pup, I summoned you for a reason. While your brother and I are both away, I'm leaving you in charge of the castle.
What? Why can't I go into battle with you and Fergus?
I'm certain you'd more than prove yourself, but I am not willing to deal with your mother if you join the war. She'd kill me if I let you go. She's already twisted into knots about Fergus and me going.
Let me talk to her, I'll convince her.
I doubt that. You know your mother, and she made it clear there is no debate. This is no needless task. I ask you to take a great responsibility. Only a token force is remaining here, and you must keep peace in the region. You know what they say about mice when the cat is away, yes? There's also someone you must meet. Please, show Duncan in.
That Grey Warden we saw in the trailer.
It is an honor to be a guest within your hall, Tyrn Kuzland.
Your lordship, you didn't mention that a Grey Warden would be present.
Duncan arrived just recently, unannounced. Is there a problem?
Of course not. But a guest of this stature demands certain protocol. I am at a disadvantage.
We rarely have the pleasure of seeing one in person, that's true. Pup, Brother Aldous taught you who the Grey Wardens are, I hope.
Yes, they're an order of great warriors. They defeated the Darkspawn long ago. I want to say both 1 and 2. Let's go for 2.
Not permanently, I fear.
Without their warning of the Darkspawn rising now, half the nation could have been overrun before we'd had a chance to react. Duncan is looking for recruits before joining us and his fellow wardens in the south. I believe he's got his eye on Sir Gilmore.
If I might be so bold, I would suggest that your son is also an excellent candidate.
Honor though that might be, this is one of my sons we're talking about.
Is there a reason I shouldn't join them?
You did just finish saying that Grey Wardens are heroes, old friend.
I have not so many children that I'll gladly see them all off to battle. Unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription.
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
Pup, can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone?
We will learn what this right of conscription is, but it is basically the Grey Warden's right to recruit more Grey Wardens in dire times. And when they invoke it, basically no one can stop them. And what did you say, Father? Pop, can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone? Of course.
In the meantime, find Fergus, and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me.
Okay, where is he?
Upstairs in his chambers, no doubt, spending some last moments with his wife and my grandson. Be a good lad and do as I've asked. We'll talk soon.
Alright, but I want to talk right now.
Shouldn't you be off to your brother, as I asked?
Are you sure you'll be alright?
Your brother and I go into battle, not an afternoon tea. Who knows what will happen to us? I will tell you, however, you're my cherished son. I love you, and I trust you completely to carry on the Kuzlin name if the worst should happen. But don't worry about me, dear boy. You'll have enough to occupy your mind while I'm gone.
Okay, is sending all forces south a good idea?
When the king demands it. In fact, not sending our forces south would be a distinctly bad idea. Don't worry, pup. You shouldn't see many problems, but I want you to prepare the men left here. In case.
In case of what?
Legends of the Blights tell of horrible things. These darkspawn once threatened many lands. If we can't hold them, you must prepare for the worst.
Alright, now you're scaring me, Father.
The thought scares me too. But we are Kuzlin men, and we must be brave. But let's not speak of ominous things. We shall assume that all will go well, and the Maker will watch over us.
I'll go now.
I'll talk to you soon. Just let me finish my meeting with Duncan.
Can I have a short meeting with Duncan?
I'm sorry, but I believe your father wishes to talk to the Arl and myself alone.
May we speak later?
Your father has left you in charge of the castle? Then I will see you at dinner tomorrow, if not sooner.
Okay, I look forward to it.
As do I. Until then.
And Arl, how?
Yes?
How long have you and Father been friends?
We fought together under King Maric when he drove the Orlegians out of Ferelden. Heady times. The years since have not held the same promise. It's not something a youth would understand. It will be good to ride beside your father again.
You knew King Maric?
Your father hasn't spoken of our time with him? That man took care of his friends. As they say, he was large as life and twice as tall. It's too bad Kalen isn't half that.
You don't think much of King Kalen?
I think of him as much as he thinks at all.
That's enough, Hal. You speak of our king.
Oh, the boy did ask, your lordship. As per the latitude you allow. I merely offered my opinion.
So, your daughter is interested in me?
The topic has come up from time to time. The young and their infatuations.
I'm not sure what to say here. I got the impression Delilah didn't like me.
I'm sure that was years ago. People change. To be honest, I have no expectations. And your father seems determined to let you find your own way. If something did happen, well, we'd address it as befits a family of our stature.
Okay, we'll see.
I'm sure there will be much to discuss once I return.
I trust the delay with your men is nothing serious. Yeah, his men are being delayed.
Poor weather, I believe. Their progress has been slow, but it's nothing you need worry about.
You told my father the delay was your fault?
In a manner of speaking. If I had reinforced our border levies earlier, my troops could have left before the rains. I confess, my confidence in your father allowed me some complacency. I guess that makes it as much his fault.
Well, I just want to wish you well, or how?
I thank you. That is quite unnecessary.
Why unnecessary? But okay, so we're here in our own castle.
I shall do it.
Anything here? How come I don't have a key? It's my castle, or well, my family's castle.
It is begun.
No, it hasn't begun yet, it's locked. I'm going to end the episode here. Stay tuned for next one where we will explore the castle Kuzland and get more familiar with all its inhabitants, our family and so on. Stay tuned and be good.